resiliency, discipline. How do I be more disciplined? How do I build resiliency? I lack discipline. I lack resiliency. These are some common questions that come up. And if this is you, then this episode is for you. Of all the men that I coach, this is something that comes up. They want to have more discipline. They feel they lack discipline in certain areas in their life. They want to have more resiliency, etc. And I challenge it because they do have discipline and you have discipline. If I asked you, did you brush your teeth this morning? Hopefully you're going to say yes. And you did it yesterday and you've done it every day for the last month. And ever since every day, since you were a young child, then you've got discipline. Same way with the way you tie your shoelaces, the same way that you get dressed every day. You have discipline. It's just not challenged into or channeled into the other areas of where you're trying to build the discipline. So there is also a underlying thing here. I'm just going to get straight to it. The reason why you lack discipline and resiliency is because you lack meaning and purpose in your life. That's it. Because if you had a clear purpose and clear meaning, and you knew why you were waking up every day and getting out of bed and doing the things that you were doing, then building the discipline in the areas where you need the discipline and the resiliency, that wouldn't be an issue. You wouldn't find that a problem because your goals will be clear. You know what you're doing. You have accountability to achieve it. So the first step in this is actually doing that deep inner work and understanding what your meaning is and what your purpose is. And for a lot of people, that can take quite a lot of time. And it's not something that you do on your own. It's working through it with a coach. And if you need help with that, then please do reach out to us because we're going to ask you the great questions to understand what is the meaning for you and what is your purpose. And a lot of people get it wrong. They come up with quite a sort of a emotional answer, or, they talk about their children and things like that. Or they talk about their work and their business. But actually, when you start asking more questions, they're actually quite unfulfilled with things in their life. So that's the first bit, is to do that work. The next bit, once you know where you want to build the discipline, let's say if it's something about, building discipline in going to the gym, building discipline with, taking a break from alcohol, whatever it is, you need to go and hang around or surround yourself with people who have already got that discipline in place. Because who you hang around is who you become, which I'm sure you've heard of that before. If you want that discipline, you need to join a community, join a group of people, or attend the gym, or attend something where those people are. Surround yourself with those people who have already got that discipline in place. It's the same way when you're trying to build a habit, and James Clear talks about this in Atomic Habits, that change is more likely to happen when you surround yourself with like-minded people. So go surround yourself with people who are already in that discipline. When it comes to discipline and resiliency, I like to put it into three areas, three principles, shall we say. Because once you've got the meaning worked out and you know your purpose, you've got goals attached, you've got accountability, then you start to surround yourself with people in that discipline. There's some other principles here. And the first principle is to push yourself physically, to master yourself mentally. Now, we know this from people that do this all the time. I've done this from personal experience, all the people that we've helped with this. And you would have done something in your life as well where you've pushed yourself in a physical state, something in exercise, movement, whatever that is. It was painful, it was challenging, and that helped you to level up and build some discipline in your mind and resiliency in. But you've got to do this. So whatever this is, whether you are, a runner, or you're just getting into running, or you go to the gym, or it's CrossFit, or if it's yoga, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's taking it up another notch. Can you push yourself a bit further? Does it require you to book a competition, for example? Is it going for that extra rep in the gym? It's this kind of thing. If it's, for example, in running and endurance, can you book the race? It may be for you now just going from the couch to 5K, Once you've done that, can you go from the 5K to 10K? Once you've done that, can you then go for half a marathon? Once you've done that, can you then go for full marathon? Then go to the ultras. It's about that. It's keep pushing. Because when you push yourself on the physical sense, that helps to build in the discipline and the resiliency in your mind, in the mental. The next principle is understanding that mental toughness, mental resiliency, and discipline is a daily practice. It's something that you must do daily. Now, I've spoken about this before. I refer to it as MEP states: mental state, emotional state, and physical state. And the mental state is the content that you're consuming into your mind every single day from the moment you wake up. Most people just reach for their phones. We don't want to be doing that. But what is on your phone? WhatsApp chats that you're in, the news channels that you watch, social media. This is all content. This is what I refer to as the mental state. Even your family, even your friends, the people that you hang around with, the commute that you do to work, when you put the radio on, Netflix, the things that you watch, this is all the mental state. Everything that you're absorbing into your brain. This has to be aligned, ideally, not all of it, but the majority of it has to be intentional. So like, self-help books, not just scrolling on social media, being aware of that, and instead actually listening, to a self-help book, for example, or reading a self-help book. But it's linked to that purpose and meaning piece that I spoke about before. Of course, we can watch Netflix or whatever, occasion, whatever, with family and friends and all that. But and of course, having a bit of scrolling on social media, but it's how long you're doing it. And for most people, they do it for a long time. So assessing that mental state and starting your day off in the morning, instead of reaching for your phone, you actually then, read something, whether that's like the Daily Stoic, some wisdom, something in self-help. You read 1 page or 2 pages or 1 chapter of your self-help book, for example. This is going to set the tone for the day. This is going to provoke thought in your mind, and doing that assessment of the content that you're consuming every day. The next point in the MEP states is the emotional state. And this is your emotions are regulated by a few things here. First one, meditation and mindfulness, breathing exercises. The next one is gratitude and practicing gratitude and actually writing down, journaling the things that you are grateful for. Huge in regulating your emotions. And the next one is the physical state. And the physical state is the movement, which links back to the first point that I was talking about, moving yourself, moving your body. And in most cases, the physical state, your body, for a lot of people, is a direct representation of the other two states. Where's their mental state? Where's their emotional state? And it's quite often that a lot of people abuse their bodies. They do things to their bodies because of the other two states. So, and again, that links back to the first point. You've got to move your body daily, whatever that looks like for you. When you make that a daily practice, all three of those, that can significantly help with the discipline and the resiliency. For example, with the meditation, when you go deeper into your meditations, that can help with the resiliency 100% because you help to bounce back quicker when facing adversity, when facing challenges, when facing stress, when facing anxiety, for example. And the third principle is to have endurance. What do I mean by this? Having endurance, this links to one of the Stoic virtues, courage. Courage is all about honor and bravery. It's all about doing difficult things on purpose and setting those challenges, setting the goals, and doing things when you really don't want to do it. So if we link this to like what's happening in the UK right now, we're in autumn, we're heading into the winter months, it's raining, it's raining right now as I'm recording this. Getting to the gym, getting outside for your run, getting outside for your walk first thing in the morning when it's cold, it's dark. A lot of people hide away. They don't end up doing it. That's what's going to help with the discipline and resiliency, is having that courage, having the endurance to just get up, get it done, get down to the gym, get outside first thing in those dark mornings. That is what's going to help 100%, because you know how good you feel afterwards. Of course, it's not nice. It's dark. We want to get down, you get down to the gym. It's raining. It's just like, let's not lie, let's just have it right. That's what it feels like. But once you've done the workout, how good do you feel afterwards? It's always afterwards. So that's what this principle 3 is all about. It's having that endurance. It's having that courage to just do it. Don't think, just do. That's it with the discipline and the resiliency. There's so many different angles I could take this down, but that's what I wanted to focus on today. You can't just turn on the discipline. You do have discipline in your life in areas, and you do have resiliency. But once you master that meaning and that purpose, and you work with a coach on that, and then you surround yourself, you set the goals, you know what you're aiming at, and you surround yourself with people who have already got that discipline, and then you work through those 3 principles, and it becomes reps. It's a daily thing. You keep showing up. Over time, that's where the discipline builds. That's where the resiliency builds. I think a lot of people talk a good game in this, and they say they've got discipline, or they say they've got resiliency, but really they haven't. It's doing work in all those areas that I've just mentioned. And then you will build the discipline and you'll have the resiliency.